So the aim of the practical is to construct the calibration curve of Queen Hydron electrode, and using this calibration curve we have to determine the standard oxidation potential of Queen Hydron electrode. So now let us first of all see what is Queen Hydron electrode. It's a redox electrode, and it could be obtained by dipping the platinum wire or the platinum electrode into a solution which is saturated with Queen Hydron. So over here we have taken the saturated solution of Queen Hydron, okay, and this is the platinum electrode. You can see over here there is a platinum plate inside it, right? So this is a platinum electrode. So when you dip this platinum electrode inside a saturated solution of Queen Hydron, this entire system is referred to as a Queen Hydron electrode, and it's a redox electrode. So both oxidation as well as reduction reaction would occur at the electrode. Now, Queen Hydron is a slightly soluble compound, and it is obtained by combining 1 mole of quinone and 1 mole of hydroquinone. So you can see this is a Queen Hydron powder, okay. So this is obtained by combining 1 mole of quinone and 1 mole of hydroquinone. So you can see this is the structure of quinone and this is the structure of hydroquinone. So when you combine 1 mole of this and 1 mole of this, you get Queen Hydron powder, or you can say Queen Hydron compound. So now, as I told you that it's a redox electrode, so both oxidation as well as reduction reaction would occur at the electrode. So this is the reaction which would occur. So you can see this Queen Hydron will undergo reduction reaction. It will gain 2 protons plus 2 electrons, and it would get converted into hydroquinone. We know that in reduction reaction electrons are gained, right? So Queen Hydron will gain the electrons and protons, and it will get converted into the hydroquinone. So this is the reduction reaction which occurs at the electrode. Now this hydroquinone undergoes oxidation reaction. It will liberate the electrons and protons and get converted into the quinone. So both of these reactions, that is reduction reaction and the oxidation reaction, would occur at the electrode. Now you can see over here, this is the structure of the hydroquinone, and this hydroquinone behaves as a weak acid. And since it is a weak acid, this electrode, that is the Queen Hydron electrode, cannot be used in the alkaline medium, okay. It can only be used when you are working with the acidic range. Why? Because above 8.5 pH, this quinone will oxidize in the presence of air, okay. So over here actually it is reducing at the electrode and it gets converted into hydroquinone, okay. But when you use this electrode in the basic medium, instead of reduction, this quinone will undergo oxidation process and it would get oxidized, okay. So this reaction won't be satisfied, and that's why this electrode cannot be used in the basic medium. That is, you cannot use it above the pH of higher than 8.5. So for this practical, we are taking Queen Hydron electrode as an indicator electrode, whereas we will be taking Calomel electrode as a standard electrode, okay. So this is the Queen Hydron electrode. So over here we have dipped the platinum electrode into a solution which is saturated with Queen Hydron, whereas this is the saturated Calomel electrode which would act as a standard or reference electrode. So now the potential of the reference electrode would remain constant, whereas the potential of the Queen Hydron electrode would change based upon the ionic strength, and the difference in the potential across the electrode that you need to determine. So for this practical, we will be working with the acidic range, and as I told you, this electrode can only be used in the acidic range, right? So you can see over here, we have to prepare a range of the buffer solutions which are having different acidic pH values, okay. So for this we require acetic acid and sodium acetate, okay, and you have to prepare a range of buffer solutions. So you have to take 8 different beakers over here. You can see over here we have taken a series of beakers. There are 8 different beakers. In this beaker you have to take acetic acid as well as sodium acetate. Okay, so in the first beaker you have to take 19 ml of 0.2 normal acetic acid, and you have to take 1 ml of 0.2 normal sodium acetate. Whereas in the second beaker you have to take 18 ml of acetic acid and 2 ml of sodium acetate. So in this way you have to prepare 8 different beakers. Into that you need to add 1 gram of quinhydron powder. Okay, you have to add this compound into each beaker. You have to add 1 gram of the quinhydron powder in order to obtain a saturated solution of quinhydron. Okay, then you need to put both of this electrode into all of these beakers one by one, and you have to find out the EMF values for each of the solution. Okay, so when you add different volume of acetic acid and sodium acetate, you will be getting a range of the solutions which would be having different pH values. So all of these solutions would be having different pH values, and you have to find out the EMF values for all of these solutions. Okay, so we have right now put both the electrodes into our first solution. Okay, you can see over here the platinum electrode, that is quinhydron electrode, is being connected to the positive terminal, whereas the saturated calomel electrode is connected to the negative terminal. We have already calibrated the instrument. Okay, and you can see that right now the reading for the first solution is 0.256. So over here you have to write down 0.256. Okay, then you need to remove both of this electrode, wash it properly with the help of a distilled water, blot it dry, and then transfer both the electrodes into the second solution. So we have now transferred both the electrodes into the second solution. Okay, so now just note down the EMF values. Okay, so it is 0.238. So it is 0.238. Okay, so this is the reading for the second beaker or flask. Right, so now again remove it, rinse it properly with the distilled water, blot it dry, and transfer it into the third beaker. So now you can see the electrodes are in the third beaker and the reading is 0.219. So write down 0.219. So similarly you have to find out the EMF values for all of the beakers and you have to note it down. Okay, after this you need to prepare a graph of EMF, okay, which would be in millivolt versus pH. Okay, so initially you can see that if you note these 3 readings, then this is the maximum value. So initially in the first beaker EMF would be maximum and then it would decrease. Okay, so the graph would be like this. Okay, and over here you will be getting the intercept. So you have to find out the intercept value, and using that intercept value you can determine the standard oxidation potential of quinhydron electrode. Okay, so this graph is referred to as a calibration curve. So aim of the practical was to construct the calibration curve. So in this way you need to construct the calibration curve of quinhydron electrode, and using the intercept you can determine the standard oxidation potential of the quinhydron electrode.
So in this practical, using the graph, that is the calibration curve of quinhydron electrode, you need to determine the oxidation potential of quinhydron electrode, right? So I have over here taken the example of this set of readings. Okay, so you have to prepare 8 different solutions having different pH values, which would be in the acidic range, and you have to determine the EMF values for all of these solutions. And you can see that with the increase in pH, this EMF values are decreasing. And then using these values, you have to draw a graph of EMF versus the pH. Okay, it would be a straight line graph. These are the data points. Okay, and you can see over here the intercept which is being obtained is 0.375. So this intercept is considered to be the EMF of the entire cell. Okay, so EMF of the entire cell, that is the intercept, would be equal to the oxidation potential of the Queen Hydron electrode minus the standard potential of the calomel electrode. Now the standard potential of the calomel electrode is 0.244 volt. So this value you need to put it into this equation, and using that you can determine the oxidation potential of Queen Hydron electrode. So over here the intercept which is being obtained is 0.375 from this graph. Okay. Then the standard potential of the calomel electrode is 0.244, that you need to substitute in this equation. Okay, and using that you can determine the value of the standard oxidation potential of the Queen Hydron electrode. And the value which we have obtained is 0.619 volt. Okay, which has been obtained using this set of readings. Okay, now standard oxidation potential of Queen Hydron electrode is 0.699 volt. Okay, and the amount which we are getting is 0.619 volt. So we are very nearer to the actual value. So this slight variation in the reading could be obtained due to various reasons. For example, there can be a possibility of glassware error. There can be a human error, okay, which would be considered to be as a dilution error over here because you are preparing a range of solutions. So there can be a human error, okay. Then there can be an imperfections in the electrodes, right? So due to all of such reasons, you might not get the exact value, that is 0.699 volt. Okay, but since we are very nearer to that value, these readings are considered to be as a good reading. Okay, and in this way, by constructing the calibration curve of Queen Hydron electrode, you can determine the oxidation potential of the Queen Hydron electrode. Thank you.